Now let's get to a developing story that now involves a man from Sarasota County and a former Trump advisor. The two are among 4 people being charged with defrauding thousands of donors with an online crowdfunding campaign that raised more than $25 million to build a wall along the U.S. southern border. Both Andrew Badolato and former Trump campaign manager Steve Bannon are accused of committing wire fraud and money laundering. Bannon pleaded not guilty. According to the indictment, Bannon promised that 100% of the money donated to the We Build the Wall campaign would be used for the project. But investigators say Bannon received more than $1 million himself, using some to secretly pay a co-defendant and to cover hundreds of thousands of dollars of personal expenses. The investigation was prompted by consumer complaints referred by the Office of Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody because the charity was registered here in Florida. Andrew Badolato, who lives in Sarasota County, had his first appearance in a Tampa courtroom. Both Badolato and Bannon could face up to 40 years in prison.